Shaolin shadow boxing, and the Wu-Tang sword style.
What is happening, everybody? My name is Julius, and I am here once again for another podcast to ignore, but this is a very special one. I am here once again with Mr. Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're chilling, dude. It's late, but it's not too late because we're gonna do the Wu-Tang podcast.
Let's go,
man. This is an exciting one, man. I remember talking to you last time you were on, which was a bit over a month ago at this point, when we it was raining and we were doing the one where we were talking about all sorts of stuff. But I mentioned I wanted to do a Wu-Tang podcast and everything, and what better number other than chapter 36 to do this shit?
Let's go.
Now Daniel and I are going to be doing something pretty different for the podcast. We're going to be playing a game that is synonymous with the Wu while talking about the clan and everything.
Let's go.
We're going to be playing some chess. So you're the black pieces, Daniel. I'm the white pieces. So when we move the pieces, just say like, you see the numbers in the rows and everything. Right. So just say H6 or whatever you're going to do and everything.
Okay, cool.
But before we even start that, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Yeah,
you chilling?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad to be on this. I'm honored. I love the Wu-Tang Clan. They're mind-blowing. They're life-changing. Really listen to the manual. the way of the Wu.
Did you read any of the books about them?
Yeah, the Wu-Tang manual, and well, not about them, but RZA wrote the manual and the Tao Wu. Yeah, those are really good. So
yeah,
I'm down with them. I don't have them. I wish, but yeah.
I have
but I've
one
read
of them.
Okay,
I have the Tao.
But they're good. Yeah.
So, have you been watching that show?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the show. I know. I heard it's really good. I heard it's good.
This last season, which is the third season, but it's also the last season. It is really good right now.
Is it really? Yeah.
They just did they've been paying a lot of service for members that have been really underrepresented.
Okay.
With the exception affiliates and everything.
Yeah.
And just straight up members who weren't like given in my opinion, the respect.
You
like,
got.
You got's the big one, dude. You got Inspector Deck, Master Killer. They actually dedicate a whole episode just to those three guys.
Wow,
in this last season, they've been doing the history of everything that came out after the first album.
Okay.
So like Tikal, the Old Dirty Bastards album. This last episode was about the making of Liquid Swords.
Okay.
Which is I think that might be my favorite
episode
of like the separate albums.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I love it when they're together.
Yeah.
But that album it's just
so good. Liquid Swords is just.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think just because of what it is, because I don't know, Cuban Links is really good.
Oh
too.
yeah. They have a whole episode about that.
Okay.
Let me entice you into watching this season. So the way they do this, the way they showcase these albums being made is not just by showing them record or anything. They create a whole different type of show per episode that reflects what the album is.
Whoa.
So like for example, right?
That's cool.
Old Dirty's Return to 36 is like a blaxploitation film where they play the character like ODB is Dirt McGirt in there.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah, they do the whole mafia thing for Cuban Links.
What?
And I got so hyped because the episode before that they're showing that Biggie is big at the time, and they're all the hip hop guys in New York. They're like racing to see who was on top.
Right.
And Biggie came out with the What. And what happens is at the very end of the episode, Ray and Ghost are hearing it in the streets. They're hearing in the streets Biggie in the car, and Ghost's chick is like dancing to it and saying, "I love this song. I only listen to Wu at home. I love this shit right here." And Ray is pissed about it.
Yeah.
And the episode, it's like it's the way you would direct this moment. The camera fucking dollies in on both of them and says, "You know what that means, right, Ghost?" He's like, "What?" It means we got next. And then the next episode is the crime family episode.
Let's go.
And the last episode that came out just this week was the Liquid Swords. So you can only imagine what that was.
Goodness. Was it a samurai like?
It was samurai Harlem shit.
What?
It was, not but New York. You know, like Staten Island and all that shit.
Of course.
And there's a moment that I already know you're gonna freak out.
Oh man.
There's a moment, and you know Dave East.
Yeah.
He the rapper.
Yes.
He plays Method Man in the show.
Okay. Yeah.
And he looks and sounds a lot like him.
Okay.
He does shadow boxing.
Okay.
And dude,
it's good.
It's fucking dope.
Oh,
down.
I need to watch that then. That's on Hulu?
It's on Hulu, yeah.
Oh, I'm watching
and it's the last season.
I can watch it.
And they're almost done, so
okay,
you gotta catch up, man.
Yeah.
So when did you get into Wu-Tang?
When did I get into Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
Well, that I have to credit to my my cousin Junior, Slim. But yeah, he's older than me. He's like 5 or 6 years older than me. I think he's like 5 years older than me. But he was already like deep into hip hop, like, you know. And in the 90s, like early 90s, I was probably like 6 or 7, you know, like just little kid. And and yeah, he showed me what hip hop was.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Was it with Wu first?
Yeah, with Wu. And I was like, oh my, what the heck? What is it? Like, my mind it was just so much to process. You know what I mean? Like, just the rhymes being so sick. And then I had to process what they were saying, because verbally, it was just so good. Lyrically, it was so good to the ear that I was just like, oh my goodness, this sounds like they're casting spells, like with rhythm. Like, what the heck is
You're going to love this
wizardry, bro. It's wizardry.
Oh my God.
And it's literal magic, because I'm like what, like something's happening in my brain, like, you know. And I was already a very imaginative kid, you know. I thought wrestling was real for a long time, you know. It was like I'd literally get into like scuffles because I thought it was real.
Like, kids would disagree.
Oh, dude, yeah, you called it fake, and I was like, oh, I'll show you. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you, brother. I'll show you, brother. Wu-Tang, brother. Yeah, no. So I was all into it, and then I was already into the Wu-Tang movies. So like,
the old school. Yeah,
I was already watching those. So
like Gordon Liu and everything.
Oh, dude, like 36 Chambers, all those, Master Killer, you know, all these ones. And
Shaolin versus Lama.
Or Wu-Tang versus Shaolin. Yeah, you know, these are really good. Invincible Armor, like they're all really good movies. And I mean, if you're into the old kung fu, like, you gotta be into it. You gotta be into
those white ass dubs.
Yeah, good. I say it subjectively, like, good for me. Like, I like them. You know,
we can debate whether they're good or not, but they are sick.
They're sick.
Either way,
they're sick either way.
The fighting, everything about it.
One of my favorites is a of those, like, style where it's like choreographed, like very blocky, you know, like they're doing literally that. But one of my favorites is a Bruce Lee imitation one. And
like that was when he died, right?
It was afterwards.
It was after he died. Like, they had all sorts of guys.
Many. They had like 4 or 5. No, actually, they had way more. But there was like 3 that were prominent. Yeah, Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee or something. Lowe. Yeah, Bruce something like that. But I like the one. I liked all of them. I watched them all because I always imagined like Bruce Lee killing it and actually doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, Bruce Lee would be killing it, and this would be the story. He would do it right, you know. And I would just kind of project my imagination that it was Bruce Lee, you know. But yeah, so I was confused when he said, do you want to listen to Wu-Tang Clan? And I was like, listen to them. And I was like
the music from the movie or something? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I at first, when he first, I mean, it was just a short second before he told me what it actually was. But for that second, for a minute there, I thought he was talking about like the old Batman or Dick Tracy, like the horror radio shorts.
Yeah, the radio dramas.
So I was like, oh, sick.
Like the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, oh, Wu-Tang, listen to the Wu-Tang Clan. and he had known about some of the movies, but hadn't seen them, you know. So it was cool. Like we kind of traded, you know. I had a lot of them on VHS because of my dad, you know. And so yeah, then he tells me like, no, you want to listen to him? I was like, listen to him, like oh, they have him like that? Like they have him stories like that? He's like, stories like what? He's like, you mean like in rhyme, like in hip hop stories? And I was like, hip hop stories? He's like, yeah, hip hop, like the music hip hop. And I was like, oh, I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. Now I'm lost. I don't know. I thought you meant like the Dick Tracy shorts, you know?
Who are
like,
you?
And then he's like, no, dude. It's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, the movies of Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang versus Shaolin, you know, like all these, like the Master Killer, Kill Priest. Let's go. Like, come on. And then he was like, oh no, you have those? And have you seen them? And I was like, yeah, I have a bunch of them on VHS. He's like, oh, that's not what I meant. I meant like the Wu-Tang Clan, like from Shaolin. He's like, and I was like,
just going
in circles. Yeah, and he's like,
yeah,
no,
that's where the movies are set.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, where's my car? It's you know, it's yeah. So we were going in circles for a little bit there. It took a little bit. It's Three Stooges moment, but yeah, he was like, no, like they're a hip hop group and they're really dope. And you gotta listen to it. They're not Asian, yeah. And like shows me the album covers and like whatever, you know. And I was like, oh, what? And then he like let me listen to it, and
was it
just
that
the
first
beats?
album?
Yes. Oh, and it's just like, oh my, like I wanted it in my ear always. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just wanted something like that. Like then he just started showing me all kinds of hip hop. And like KRS-One and, you know, Big L, Big Pun, like Public Enemy, you know what I mean? All these dudes. And I was like, oh my, what is this? My mind was blown. Like, and forever, that's my favorite music genre now is like hip hop. So yeah, I mean, I like all music genres, but yeah, that's my favorite for sure.
I think my first. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
My first exposure to Wu-Tang was from Jacob. You know Jacob.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, walking home after middle school one day, he's playing one of the ODB's songs, not from the first album, but from one of the later albums. It's a track called Recognize. Look up this song. You I'm sure you know this song. It opens up with Chris Rock.
Oh yeah. Come on, let's go.
And I was laughing.
Yeah, because
those are comedy albums,
hilarious.
pretty much.
They're so funny,
dude. They're so fun. And I didn't even, because when you listen to just that, you don't know about the whole kung fu.
You don't
anything. You know what I mean? That's almost like more mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, that in terms of direction. You know, I don't even know if that's like a RZA beat.
No.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
Doesn't sound like one.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
It sounds more like because he would like do collabs with like Pharrell and everything. But yeah, when I first heard of Old Dirty Bastard, I was like, oh, what the fuck is that about? Is that what hip hop is? And then you know, later on, I remember messaging you one time years ago at this point. In what order should I listen to those albums? Because there's so many of them.
There is.
And you gave me a little list of what to read in what order and everything, and it's helped me ever since.
Okay,
man.
good.
I was listening to some today before the group I'm in, the music group I'm in. We're gonna do a cover of one of the songs and everything.
What?
It's
it's
Wu-Tang.
They're the gods.
Yeah,
they're the gods of hip hop.
They are the top 10.
They're the gods. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, they were on some other level stuff.
I know, right?
Lyrically, their beats, and even, you know what's so funny is like when you hear them say, and this was so true. It's funny. It's funny, and it was funny when we heard it too, when we were listening to it. But he was so right when they were so right when they said, "Go buy Common." Like go listen to Common.
Yeah.
Not shitting on Common. It's just like, dude, like go listen to Common because you're not gonna understand what we're saying. And I was too young. Like I love what they're saying, and I like pretending that I understood. Yeah, I understood on the surface level, but you don't understand what they're really trying to say until you get much older, and until the year 2002, or the year 2G, when I was like a freshman, or no, I was a sophomore, I think. Yeah, I was a sophomore. So yeah, when you're a sophomore, you start having the idea of deeper concepts, and then you're like, oh shoot, you're like, wow, I was listening to you in elementary school and in middle school, and I had no idea what I was listening to. You were absolutely right. Yeah. Go listen to Common. I should have listened to you. You were absolutely. You weren't trying to like say Common was crap. It's just I didn't understand the concept, the deeper concepts of what you're trying to get across. You know what I mean? Like there's just, I don't know. These guys are geniuses. I mean, they're geniuses. Poetically, they're geniuses. They're doing stuff that that literary scholars should be looking at. I think. Like that's what their wordplay is like. That's what I think.
Yeah, like you gotta think like, what does it take to like cultivate that talent firstly, but also to come up with just the metaphors, the stories and everything that those lyrics possess and everything. That everything about it is sharp. You know what I mean? Like RZA is a genius in that regard.
He's a genius.
You know, the fact that he looked at these guys who he was growing up with, like family in a lot of cases. It was like, dude, there's money to be made here. There's money to be made.
It's on the table.
Yeah, it's on the and no one's doing this.
No one's doing it.
At that time, no one is doing that. No, and no one since.
No one since.
Doing it like that.
No one is doing it like that. They became only themselves. Like they, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness. It's just crazy. It's an era, a movement. The Wu, bro. It's just something else. It's really something else. I really, like I said, when you think about, like I think about hip hop like magic, like the Force. That's how I think about it. It's like the Force. It's just all music in general, art in general, and then there's these subsections. But hip hop, I feel like is like wizardry, you know what I mean? Like they're like I said, like they're casting lyrical spells, that's carried by a rhythm, and these dudes know how to cast some spells, man. Like they really put some visuals in your head, and you're really trying to like, bomb atomically and all this stuff.
My
like,
God,
you know what I mean?
Like, oh my God! Is like, that really your favorite verse from them?
It's hard to say that's not one of,
I bomb atomically,
the greatest verses of all time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet you when they were listening to that verse, they were probably like, or I think I've heard them say how they were like, we need to rewrite our verses.
Yeah, that's Inspector Deck's verse.
Yeah,
and they've like, said that multiple times.
Yeah.
With
they were like,
when it came to him,
we hered him record. Like we already recorded ours.
Yeah.
Then he recorded his.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, no. We're rewriting our stuff. You know what I mean?
That happened in the during the recording of the first album with Seventh Chamber when he had his track, and I think Method Man was after him, and they depict this moment in the show where like and at the time it was I think it was. It was a rapper who was playing in INS. It was I think it was ASAP Rocky. I think it was. I think that's who was playing him at the time. He's not playing anymore. But, he does his verse, and then you see it cuts to Meth, and he's like, he's listening, and he's like, man, fuck. And then he crumples up what he wrote, and then he gets writing new.
Whoa,
shit.
yeah, you have to.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
He's that Triumph. I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies, hypotheses.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, it sucks that
these mockeries. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Like, lyrically perform armed robbery. What, bro? And they don't teach this in schools?
There's no way.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it's explicit. I understand. So like, but lyrically though. If you're trying to teach people like how to write expressively and with style, you know what I mean? rhyme schemes, like wordplay, you know, in the form of an expressive art. What?
Yeah.
What the what?
Yeah.
That's next level. Like, I mean, I don't even know. I don't.
And the thing is, he's not the only one in that group who writes
that.
like that.
Yeah, what the heck? Like you said, you start asking the question, like, they didn't go to Harvard.
No.
They didn't go like learn Shakespeare, or maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they did read it off there. These dudes are smart. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell by the way they express themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what they've cultivated. These guys are smart. So, like, what environment, what did that? What did that? What, you know what I mean? Like, who taught them? What school did they go to?
Well, they were on the streets going after each other like that, you know?
That's the education they learned. But you know, that probably taught them to be quick-witted, you know? But
you have to be, man.
But, dude, come on. Like, they had to be well-read, like, you know what I mean? So what happened? Who, like you're saying, that's a good question. Who cultivated? What cultivated this? And if it was the streets, quote unquote, like, cool, sick, I want to know, like, scientifically, I want to know what cultivated to create these humans, and why can't we create more of them? Like,
I think it's like competition. These, like, if they're going, because they're battling each other all the time. They have to top each other, like, outside the studio, then inside the studio, then their albums are going after each other and everything.
Nah, dude,
it's ridiculous.
And they were doing the real stuff. They weren't like it wasn't like Mace, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. They were out there on these streets. That's why they sounded so raw. Because they couldn't pretend not to be. They weren't going to get invited to the Grammys. Like, that's not. Come on.
They went.
Like, yeah. Later on, when you couldn't deny them, like, it was just, you know, they're a musical force. You know what I mean? But at first, you know what I mean? Like, they weren't getting invited to anything. Like, they were, like they said, like, they weren't for BET. You know what I mean? Like, they were, you know, they were saying, like, we're too black for BET. Like. And they weren't there, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't know, they're just too raw. They're too raw. They're the gods of hip hop. I love Wu-Tang. Again, I was introduced to hip hop through Wu-Tang, and I was probably like 7 years old, you know, 7 or 8 years old. But thanks to my cousin, or I would have never. And I always give him credit to him. Anytime I'm asked, either on a podcast or, like, anytime I'm asked at any time, I'm always like, dude, my cousin was the first to show me, and it blew my mind. Like, it blew my little kid mind. Like, I was like, dude, these dudes are casting spells. This is magic. Yeah. Like, they're literally, someone caught magic on record. Someone was like, magic, and then, like, recorded it. And then, like, this is proof of magic. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're literally casting spells, because if you think about it, that's what art is. But if you think about it, you're listening to them cast spells, right? Words put in a certain order that creates a certain vision in you, and then a certain feeling in you. So imagine that's what wizards did. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and now you are depressed. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And, like, obviously with more style and an incantation, right? But, like, these dudes are casting spells. They're saying something. They're saying all these crazy trickery with words. And then I get a vision in my head and in my eyes. I see it as they're saying. I can't even ignore it. I could be looking at you, and then I'm listening to Wu-Tang, and I see what they're saying. You know what I mean? That's a spell. That's what a spell is. You know what I mean?
I was talking a couple years ago to Saga MC.
Oh, okay.
On a podcast, and we were talking about music because he's a hip hop artist.
Dude, and he's sick with it.
And he's great.
Yeah,
and we were talking about music as almost another dimension, because it kind of opens up the mind in that way. And, you know, hip hop, I think, has that more than a lot of other kinds of music, because of, especially Wu-Tang's a great example, because of how expressive they are and how detailed they are, how they use metaphors and all these. Just it's like you said. Trickery,
trickery.
It's like selling us something, and it creates this whole other world in our heads, and that could be argued, hey, that's another world. That's literally another world. It exists. It's up there.
It's now existing.
It's existing.
Yeah, because they create. That's what I'm saying. It's like literal magic.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'd be sitting listening, and then it's like VR, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have to be imaginative, and I was a kid, and I'm already an imaginative person,
Sure, yeah.
But imagine me as a kid, like I said, like I was already into wrestling until I realized, like until I was old enough to like, okay, like I get it now, I get it. Sorry, people. But like I was I'm sitting there listening to Wu-Tang, and I literally like it turns everything around me just turns into something else, almost like I'm hallucinating VR into something else that they're telling me. To me, it was magic. I was like, what is this? I need more, and I need to listen to more wizards. Like, give me more wizards, you know what I mean? Big L, Karis One, these dudes were wizards, man. Wizards. Yeah, no, come on. Oh my goodness. The spells that dude casts, oh my goodness.
See, now I know why you like Cuban Links the most.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, because when Nas shows up in there.
Dude, I mean, Nas is one of the greatest of all time. Like, he's up there in the conversation for sure.
For sure.
He's
an unofficial affiliate.
Is he really?
That's what you told me.
Okay. Oh no. I didn't.
Of Wu-Tang.
Of Wu, is he?
I thought you told me that.
Oh,
once.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's like. Yeah. Do you consider him unofficial?
I don't know. I never did. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't tell me that?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Maybe just messing around. I'm like, well, he's part of the Wu.
Man, he don't know shit.
Yeah.
Yo, you know who else is Vanilla Ice?
Vanilla Ice is also a part of it. He's an affiliate.
I loved it when Eminem was on Liquid Swords.
Yeah. Ever since Vanilla Ice did Turtles 2. He became an affiliate.
It's in the martial arts world.
Yeah. He's in the. Yeah, there you go. I liked. Redman. I mean, I don't even know if he really counts, but as he was almost just like a homie. He never really. You know what I mean?
Is he in that family though?
I think so. I would say he's an affiliate. I'm just saying he never.
He's not under the banner.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it never felt like Law of the Darkman. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Redman still felt like Redman, and he felt like Method Man's homie, like ride or die homie. Yeah. But I never felt like you said, I never felt like he was under the banner.
Killer Priest is more of an
yeah. Come on, and he's great. I love Killer Priest. Yeah. But yeah, Killer Priest is more of an affiliate than
Redman or Nas.
I would say that. Yeah. I would say so for sure.
Okay.
Law of the Darkman also, but I would. These guys for sure.
Shit, man. This is. You know what? Let's play some chess.
Oh, let's
go.
Are
you ready? You want to go first?
No.
Or the white first.
You're white, of course. Let's do it.
I came here tonight to play chess. Nobody ever mentioned anything about a sword fight. Master Law. If you don't talk, you're gonna die.
How often you played chess, Daniel?
I try to play once a day at least.
Okay.
I try.
Knight to F3, my bad.
To F3, okay. Yeah. Pawn to D5.
Okay. I played chess before listening to Wu-Tang, but listening to Wu-Tang makes me want to play some chess. You know what I mean?
No, it does. Of course it does. Because, it's all in the mind, and the chess is a game of the mind.
Yeah. Pawn to G3.
It's probably how they became so good with words, because in chess you have to, obviously, even if it's only 2, but you have to see moves ahead.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 2 moves ahead. You know what I mean? So it's it's funny how it's like that. But queen to D6.
Okay. I'm a little nervous playing you, Daniel.
Oh, no. It's just fun. I mean,
I'm gonna play some Wu-Tang in the background while editing this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'll throw on the Wu right now, bro.
Oh,
don't
man.
tell me with a good time.
Oh,
but yeah, we
dude,
get canceled so bad. Not canceled, but we get kicked
copyright
off.
claim.
Copyright.
I can't go through part 2 of that,
no,
man.
For sure. No, hell
Dude,
no.
one thing I loved about, love about Wu-Tang is their comic book sensibilities. You know, Method Man's Johnny Blaze, Ghost is Iron Man, and everything.
For sure.
You gotta love that. Well, I mean, you grew up reading comics and everything.
Oh, that's how I learned how to read.
With comic books. So how did the Wu-Tang and hip hop in general play with comics for you growing up?
I think because it helped with my I think regardless of if I would have read comic books or listened to Wu or liked movies, I think I would have been I would have been imaginative anyways, like had a good imagination or learned how to flex that muscle, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the comic books helped in that greatly. And then also like how I learned how to read was comics. So then like how I'm thinking almost is like in the form of panels. I like how you know what I mean? At least when I was a kid, I'd just look at my life and like how I would just apply moral codes to like what I read in a comic, because why not? It was almost like very similar to, I mean, whether you think it's real, I'm not trying to say it's not real, but like the Bible or Aesop's fables, like these are things that you can take lessons from. The Quran, you can take lessons from. The Torah, you can listen, it's a collection of stories, and then you listen to them and you pawn to e5, but you so you listen to them and then you kind of like create. That was like kind of my way of thinking. So then when I listened to hip hop, my thoughts in how I process the rhymes would give me such a visual, would give me very heavy emotional feelings, you know, like emotional impact. And so yes, I think the comic books helped with how I'd listen to words, or how I kind of even look at paintings, you know. I try to imagine, even like, let's say the paintings, I try to imagine when I'm looking at the brushstrokes, how that painter was moving his brush as it was brushing the brushstrokes, and like how he created the painting overall, how all those little brushstrokes, it eventually created what I'm looking at right now, you know. And so
Bishop to C, A3.
Yeah. And so then I think about like music that way, like the entendres, the metaphors, the you know what I mean? Like that guy sat down and wrote this and like, you know what I mean? And now is projecting.
You can't
this,
even
like,
picture them.
You can't. That's what I'm
saying.
Like,
right?
Como? How? You know, like, especially some of these verses, you're like, what the heck, dude? You know, and I know we're on the Wu, but like, there's some of these guys, like you mentioned, Nas, Andre 3000, like, and Andre 3000 is not my favorite, but if you're talking about wordplay and lyrical skill, like verbal wordplay, lyrical skill, Andre 3000 must be.
He's got to be brought up.
He has to be brought up. I mean, the things he's doing, how he's rhyming things, like you gotta,
and also the speed, the tempo,
and the tempo, and how he messes with that also as he's rhyming. It's really he's doing some other things. He's like he's doing word science. Like he's doing like literary science, I think. He's like experiment. Like when I listen to Andre 3000, I'm seriously, I'm thinking like, this dude is a literary scientist, and we're listening to the maddenings of him and his experiments right now. That's what we're listening to. Yeah. We're listening to his experiment. This dude's going crazy in the lab, coming up with these crazy techniques, and then we're listening to the product of his creation. You know what I mean? And whoa, you know. Yeah. And again, he's not my favorite, like stylistically, like you know. But technically speaking, when you're talking about the technical skill of wordplay, you know, Wu-Tang, Andre 3000, Nas, like these guys they're up there, you know. Even Cannabis, you know, Eminem has to be. Yeah, I love it. Come on.
Another one that's kind of fun, a little gimmicky, similar to that though, is Das Effects.
Oh, okay,
the ibbity ribbity style.
Yeah. But they're up there. they're in the combo.
We mentioned them.
Yeah, slowly. But yeah, here let me.
Yeah, I moved the bishop for.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think.
A3.
What do I want? And I think I want pawn to C5.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Pawn to B4. I love the St. Ides commercial of Wu-Tang.
Oh yes, I have seen it. Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes, yeah.
That beat is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. How often do you play chess?
I've been playing a lot recently.
Good.
I've been playing a lot because this is actually available at my work.
Oh, is it?
So if
really?
you ever come by, it's gonna be there.
Okay.
And I've been playing by myself mainly.
Okay.
Recently,
Mm-hmm.
well, I've been playing with some guys, and it's gonna be a little weird to say this, and might sound like disingenuous, but I hope to lose when I play someone.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you learn the most in that way. You know what I mean? You can only learn so much when you're playing yourself and everything.
That's
you know.
True.
And I've been humbled. You know.
Yeah.
But I love chess, man. It's been too long since I've really played chess. And it's what Hey, if Jizza does it, I'm doing it.
No, you got to, right? You got to. Pawn takes pawn at B4.
God damn it, Daniel.
Yeah, I love this game. This is one of my. So there's I love all competition. Just anytime some human or animal, just anytime they're trying to compete and play and defeat them in something else, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But there's certain games that I think are the best at that.
Pawn to C3.
And chess is one of those, like in my top. Football is the other, one of the other ones, and combat sports are up there. Those are my absolute favorite. Pawn takes bishop at A3.
Oof. Queen to A4.
Oh,
check.
Nice.
Man, I went. I teased this before. When I had Jacob on recently, and a couple months ago, Jacob and I went to a Jizza show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was telling you a little bit about it, but I wanted to save the story for this episode because it was pretty funny, man. We got there, and Jizza is, I think he's got kind of a rep for being like late to his own shows.
Oh, okay.
A little bit he's in the back and he's smoking or something. I don't know what he's doing, but like he had this opener, or openers actually. The first was like a hip hop puppet show. Where they had like funny. Sesame Street puppets.
Yeah, cool.
Doing like the history of hip hop.
Whoa,
so
that's cool.
They're going from Grandmaster Flash to MF Doom. They actually had an MF Doom puppet, which was really cool.
That's so sick.
It was pretty cool. But it went on for almost, I think it might have gone on for like 2 hours. That's how late he was.
Oh my goodness, no way.
And finally it's coming time to him, to Showtime at least, you know? And it's going to be like midnight. And we're in this pretty cool venue. It's a smaller venue and everything, so it feels a little more personal, a little more
intimate,
compact and intimate and everything. And what happens is that there's another opener that comes up, and it's these two guys who come out, and they're like, one of them is like, "Hey guys, listen. We came out because Jizza, he gave us a task. He said, go out there for me and do 20 minutes. And everyone's just like, boo, fuck you, boo. It's like, hey man, I'm a doctor from Chicago, man. This is what I do this is what I really want to do. I'm saving lives, and I'm here to save your time and everything. Oh my God. And everyone's just like, boo, because everyone wants
tired.
to see Jizza.
Yeah,
everyone's tired. It's LA and everything.
Yeah, you're trying to see 20 minutes of something else now.
Nah,
it's already 12.
We were at a puppet show for too long.
Yeah, what the heck?
What happens is they go on. they play for, they do their thing, which is okay. They do it for maybe like 5 minutes.
Okay.
They're booed off the stage, and like literally the guy's like, "Hey man, we're trying our fucking best out here, man.
God.
What the fuck?" You know, like
Wow.
it's ridiculous to the point that everyone around us is like talking such shit.
Yeah.
Jacob and I are just there, like we're just there smoking a little bit, and when
Bishop to D7.
oh shit,
Yeah.
man, you saw right through me. Fuck. So what happens is that this doctor walks off, and there's this dude. It's like a bunch of Mexicans in the room and everything in the crowd, and our people, and one of them dressed up in like the Dodgers gear and everything. This old boomer. He's laughing as they like are defeated off stage.
Yeah.
He's laughing, saying, "Man, I didn't come for a fucking showcase. What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Like everyone's laughing.
Yeah,
like, "Boo, fuck you, fuck you."
So funny.
And then finally, dude, Jizza shows up,
Nice.
and everyone's like, "Yeah!" Everyone's
That's
raising the W's and
Hell
everything.
Yeah.
I
There we
think
go.
that might have been like the most painful hip hop
show.
like moment of a
Yeah.
live show I've had to
Right.
deal, like see.
That's a long time to be like late, you know.
Yeah.
And Wu's late. Like I've seen Wu before. They do go on a little bit late. Like
Yeah.
they're never on time exactly. And a lot of those big guys never really are. But I've seen like Jizza show up to late to like chess events and like just you know what I mean.
You're gonna be late for that.
It's funny. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
He was because he was doing that at my show.
Oh.
He was playing chess. He charged like $200
Oh my goodness.
to play him at chess, which it depends on how you want to spend your money and everything.
Right.
But like, dude, what?
Yeah.
How are you gonna be late for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to reserve?
Yeah, you got to, I think so. Yeah, you pay in reserve.
I love Jizza, but I'd be mad as hell. Dude.
Yeah, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed.
How do you think you do against him at chess?
I don't know. I feel like he's really good. You know, he probably plays a lot, and he has played a lot. I don't know. I don't know how. It depends. Like, I'd want to play him just to want to play him.
Like you played him.
Yeah.
Queen to C2.
Nice.
Save my skin, Daniel.
You say your skin,
A little bit.
Didn't want to trade, huh? Didn't want to trade.
No, you got to know what's worth the trade in chess, man.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, what's the craziest Wu-Tang? Because you've been to some shows.
Yeah,
for Wu-Tang. What's
I
the
have.
craziest one you've been to?
I don't know if it was the first time, but it was Rock the Bells, and the gate came down. The people that weren't.
Oh,
didn't
that's
pay.
right.
Yeah, they didn't pay to get in, and it was so packed that the gate came down, and more people just started. It was like a sea of people, literally like flowing over, because it was hilly before you get to the main crowd that was already like the thousands of people that were already in there.
How many people in total were there?
I don't
like
know.
officially.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Was it like
no.
in the thousands?
Yeah, for sure. It was in the thousands. For sure.
So thousands more.
So thousands more rushed in, because there's this thousands where all the asphalt was, and then there's like this whole other area that was like hilly and had like grassy areas. It was almost like a park. And before that is like where it was all gated off, and like, there's no stages over there, so there's nobody over there, and we just see the people making noises and like trying to get in, but they can't get in, and the Wu is like about to go on, and they start going on, and maybe like I don't even think they even do the song. I think they were about to do their first song, and that's when they just boom. And so many people came flooding in, and it was just wild. And then they did their show, and it was wild, because it was already wild, like thousands of people, right? And now more people come, like almost doubled what was already there. So then you're like, oh my goodness. It was really ridiculous. It was like one of the craziest hip hop shows I've ever been. And then it's Wu, and then the show itself is a Wu show.
Yeah.
So then you're like, oh, whoa. You're like, it's really something else. It's really crazy. Yeah, no, it's, I don't know. It's really interesting. But I recommend go see Wu, if they ever perform together, or even individually. Go see their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was good seeing. Despite that, that bullshit, that it was good to see up in stage and everything.
For sure.
Especially hearing Liquid Swords and everything.
Oh, I bet.
Is that crazy? Like, are you at all intimidated when you see the gates crashing and everything?
I mean,
or you just like it's part of it?
I think it's part of it. I mean, I've been to a lot of shows just in general, and I don't know, I like the experience getting wild. It gets wild. I've always been okay, so I think after a while I just kind of got used to, like, raves and all the metal shows. I really liked metal for a long time, and so I've been to a lot of metal shows, and the mosh pits get like that. I'm a huge Psycho Realm fan, so I've seen them, like, I don't even know how many times now. I lost count how many times I've seen Psycho Realm, and they're a hip hop act, but their shows turn into like a death metal concert. Like, you just get mosh pits all over the place.
Damn.
So that just kind of became like, oh, I get it. Like, these are just, I don't know. It's the cool part. And I'm a football fan, and
okay.
So like, and a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Like, so like these are like, I don't know. Does it get a little hairy, I guess? Or do you feel that like that feeling that you're talking about? The answer to that is yes, but that's the whole thing. Like, that's, that there's so many people that the experience is there's higher stakes here, man. This is a live show.
It's life for death.
Yeah. It's what we do. It's what we do. But here, I'm trying to see where to defeat you. But I'm still gonna go. I mean, if the people are following with what we're playing, but there's a better move than this. But I'm gonna move it here anyways. Pawn to b5.
Damn.
I'm very imaginative. So when I first was introduced to chess, when my dad was a chess player, and so he taught me how to play chess. I imagined like even when I'm seeing it right now, I can see it right now as I'm looking at the board. Like, there's a war going on.
Yeah.
Outside, no man is safe from. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Queen to c1.
It's a war. I mean, we're playing a simulated war. You're a general, and this is your army, and I'm a general, and these are the decisions, these war decisions that I'm making right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even know what my favorite Wu-Tang verse is, man. There are too many.
Too many.
From too many different songs. I have a soft spot for You God, because I feel like he's like maybe the most underappreciated in that whole group.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of did him dirty in the last season of that show.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like, there's a scene where they do they're performing for the first time, like, in front of people.
Okay.
In front of like an actual crowd and everything.
Right.
And they're doing Protect Your Neck and everything. And what happens is they get, like, everyone has their turn and everything. And when it cuts to You God's turn and his verse, which I think is a really strong verse, it's iconic.
Right.
They have like this producer character have a voiceover on top of his verse, and it's like it's like you didn't need that in the scene at all. It takes away from the scene actually. Just hearing her say something or other about how Wu-Tang, man, if Wu-Tang became legends that day. It's like, yeah, we know, let us hear it, I felt bad because I know You God and RZA were beefing for a bit.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, because it felt like, I think You God was just like, man, no one's looking out for me. Which I mean, you hear that a lot with that group and everything.
Of course.
Come on, give him the sword.
I'd like to try your Wu-Tang style. Let's begin then.
Bishop takes rook f1.
King takes bishop f1.
Knight to c6.
Knight c2.
Oof. Didn't want that. Ooh, that throws my plans off a little bit. rook to c8.
Pawn to f3.
Pawn takes pawn, f3.
Pawn takes pawn, f3.
Pawn to g6.
Knight to e3.
Weren't you just using the Wu-Tang school method against me? I've learned so many styles.
Dude, so you were there when that whole Steve-O situation happened.
Oh,
with
that was
ODB.
Dude, that was the that was a second performance at Rock the Bell. So they came back for the West Coast. They came back again, and this was a tribute to ODB because this time they came without ODB because he had passed this time.
Yeah.
And Steve-O was there as a tribute, or I don't know what it's like. Not
Just,
special
like when a
guest.
celebrity
Yeah,
is
he's
there.
there. Yeah,
Right.
but he somehow was like on the stage doing stuff now. And this was like almost, we had seen openers, and so we had seen the whole festival, and then like now it's time for the Wu, and like Steve-O's coming up and kind of leading him, hyping him up, and coming out like with some of the Wu-Tang members, and then they're they start just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But then they start talking about ODB, and and Steve-O's still being Steve-O. He like doesn't read the room. And then it's like, ha ha ha, like still joking around, and then moons everyone. Like,
you don't do that.
Pulls down his pants, and like you could he moons everyone. And then he's like, ha ha ha. And Raekwon was not having it, dude. Raekwon was like, no, stop, like cut the music. And he cuts it. He's like, no, like shut the fuck up, like everybody shut the fuck, like he was talking to us, he was talking to everybody. And then he goes up to Steve-O, and like he was like, you ever disrespect ODB like that ever again, I'm gonna fucking I'll clap you right now. I'll put you down, like right on the spot. And then it was like, whoa, and everyone stayed silent.
What's the reaction? Everyone's silent.
Silent.
Were you
Everyone's
silent?
Yeah,
Or were
I
you
was
just
like
clap, like yeah.
I was like, whoa, because I was just like, oh, because that was disrespect. I was like, oh man, Steve-O, because I was even kind of like, why are you here, dude? Like, why are you here first off? But like, okay, Steve-O, And at the same time, like I love Jackass,
I love Jackass.
I was a fan
too.
of Jackass, like CKY videos. Like I was watching the CKY before Jackass and all that, So I love all that stuff, and so I was cool with it. I expect I know Steve-O's gonna act like Steve-O. Like why you know what I mean? So like. What else is he gonna do except moon us? Like start pissing on everybody. Like he's a crazy jackass. He's literally, you got a jackass and threw him on the stage.
Yeah,
and he acted like a jackass. Like that's what I mean. I don't know. I just think I was more like that, I wasn't. But again, ODB's not my home. Like I love
his mom
ODB's.
was there.
His mom was there.
ODB's mom was there.
Raekwon said that. He's like ODB's mom, and Steve-O's was super apologetic. Obviously, he didn't want to die, but I think he was genuinely like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize." Like I think he like caught himself. Obviously it took Raekwon threatening his life, but I think he genuinely was like caught himself in his mind. You know what I mean? Was like, "Oh shoot, like."
I fucked up.
I messed up.
Yeah.
I messed up. Like I actually messed up, and not because of my safety. Like I messed up a little bit, It's like, yeah, dude, what are you doing? I mean, they messed up too, but like you messed up, bro. Like you gotta, like even though if they throw you on there and you're a character, dude, there's some times where you just gotta be like, not the time, like not right now, or go ahead, but then expect certain things. You know what I mean?
Happens, man.
See what happens. Yeah, exactly.
Worst.
See what happens.
That's the worst.
Bishop to G7.
King to F2.
Pawn to B4.
Queen to F1.
Pawn to C3.
Queen to A6. Takes pawn. I want to play some of these Karens in my work, man.
Oh, I bet. Just like, dead. Check. Mate. Don't even say checkmate.
Don't come back.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Your king died.
I'll refund
Play
you.
for doubles.
I'll refund you if you beat me at chess.
Yeah, exactly. But if you lose, you pay double.
You pay double.
Yeah.
And you tip this time.
Dude, that would be interesting.
What?
If someone beat, like, if you beat the patron in time chess, like you could add the time. You could even say
so
a 10-minute game.
stupid.
10-minute game, and you get like 5 free drinks.
Oh, dude.
Are you that? But if you lose, you gotta do the dishes. You gotta stay in the store. You gotta take a timeout in the store.
It's like the opposite of like a free drink for a year card.
Exactly.
You tip for a year card.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like you pay double for 3 times, you know.
That I would love that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't come back. Like they'd be like, oh,
no,
they can't come back.
The contingency of the card is that every other place denies their service.
You're working in tandem with other.
We got a deal with
it's a whole thing.
Yeah, we got a whole deal with Starbucks.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, once you're banned from Starbucks, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, just go live in a cave.
Literally, it's done.
No...
Knight to A3 takes pawn.
So yeah, but pawn to D2.
Knight to B5.
I'm gonna go queen to B4. Now I got to apply the squeeze here. we're ending
the squeeze.
The mid game.
Yeah.
We are going. Well, we haven't entered the end game yet, I don't think, but we're about to soon.
Knight to D6. Check.
Nice. Queen to D6.
Son of a bitch! How did I miss that? You left with these nuts.
These nuts.
Shit.
Yeah, dude. You know what I hate? That was one thing that my dad would always emphasize is like, don't even touch the piece until you moved it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that there is a finite number of things that can happen when you make a move. So like, just when you're about to make that move, just analyze those things. You know, that's it. And then decide if you still want to make that move. And then you're like, okay. Because there is a best move, and it's not always a good move, but there is a best move in whatever situation. So you got to try to always make like what would be the best move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, but you know, I don't know. It's
true.
something that you have to like actually force yourself to think about when you're playing like chess. Make the best move. Is this, you know, am I gonna make this move and then have to take the move back? Like, does it like wasted moves? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna have to just retract this right after because he's gonna do something? You know, like what kind of move am I making? Does this progress me like in my war plans? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Rook to C1.
I'm gonna do pawn to C1.
Shit! Literally not.
And
am I too loud?
No.
Okay.
You're good.
Son of a bitch.
But I'm gonna queen that pawn, I guess.
Okay.
So we'll just bishop it, I guess. Or here.
Yeah.
Here we can queen it this way, like this. Right.
With
there we go.
The eye drops.
The eye drops. Queen. Yeah. Boom. Here you go. There you go.
Damn it! Not the eye drops.
The eye drops. There you go.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's how you know it's midnight.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I wish that was an excuse. Oh,
yeah. Yes.
Queen back to D3. I gotta remind myself that it is another queen. And not
an
a
eye drop.
Fucking eye drops.
Yeah. How do we do it? Is there a better way?
No. I'll remember. It's just seeing this.
So funny.
Literally, audience picture a like a regular chessboard.
Yeah.
With an eye drops case on it.
Eye drops. Rotos.
As a player.
Rotos. Shout out to Rotos. If you know,
Sponsored.
you know. They burn your eyes, but they'll be super clear, like right away. I'm gonna put the eye drops back on the board.
Fuck that. King to E1.
King to E1. Okay. Pawn to D2. Check.
Oh shit. Fuck.
Let's go.
You fucker.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
You know, I can't blame anyone else other than myself. I literally asked for it.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
You need to listen to more Wu.
I know, yeah, I do.
You're like, I do, I failed. Let's check.
Oh shit.
Don't do it. Harakiri is not an option.
You know, there's
seppuku is not an option.
It's interesting because, you know, there's being humble.
Yeah.
And then there's recording it.
Yeah, I know.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. I lost all my pieces to do anything with. I like displaying them this way.
Yeah, I know.
I like displaying them in a line.
It's awesome.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Rage quit. Rage quit. That would make it.
This is where we cut to the actual kung fu battles.
Yeah, exactly. It's just to be continued, and that's it. After credits scene. Never made it to the end, dude. It's just.
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of Shaolin, the special technique of shadow boxing.
Hitting the F2. Oh no! Did I do it?
Son of a.
No.
Damn, man.
Yeah. You know what?
Don't play with me. If you're gonna win, just win.
Fine. Pawn to D1 knight. I now have another queen on the board. It will be over soon.
Oh my god.
It will be over soon. It will. I will end it in one more move, maybe. One more move, maybe.
Okay, now knight to E3.
Oh shit, maybe not one more.
Oh yeah. Oh,
maybe not one more.
This
move.
train's delayed. 5 minutes.
5 more minutes. No, here.
We'll be right on the way.
No, literally like 5 more minutes. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna go with.
Just picturing someone playing and be like, "Fuck it, King to fucking over here,
King to take this,
King to end this shit already."
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'm like really trying to play. All right, queen to D4. Check. Queen to D4. Check. This game.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. I love it. You're like, oh shoot, you really play the game.
I'm fucking losing it.
Oh, you actually. How much do you play every day? Oh shoot, I messed up. Oh, whoa. Oh man, a question I should have asked before the
I'm gonna flash back to, man, I kind of want to lose.
Yeah.
I love losing.
No, that's in the podcast. You freeze it. You know, when you ask me, you're like, how often do you play? It's like we're entering the end game like 5 minutes in, and you're like, wait, how often do you play?
Shit.
Every day, at least once. That's the moment he realized he fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. Like every day, like once a week, once a month, I try to sneak in a game. You know, if I have time. You know, like once a day, one game.
You know, I had a podcast coming up, so I thought I'd play for that.
Yeah. I thought I'd train. Oh my goodness.
King to H3.
No, that's where I didn't want you to go, dude. Okay, yeah. So, queen to E3 takes knight. So now the king is all alone, and I still can't trap him because I suck. But. No, I mean I should have trapped your king. You keep squeezing away. Like that squeeze on the neck is like a weasel. I'm just putting my hands there, but I'm not. It's not. I can't squeeze for some reason. And I have 2 queens, and you have no pieces, and I still can't. 'Tis annoying, but we will get there. Because I think there's a rule, like if you move like the same moves, I think what 4 times, something like that. Like if you go back, forth,
Yeah.
then it becomes a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then I think if you escape me, now that you have nothing, like a knight and nothing, if you escape me a certain amount of moves, so then it's considered also a draw. All right, queen to f5, mate, I believe. Yes, it is mate, sir.
Oh man, is it mate?
It is, yeah, I think, because let's
yeah,
see,
I'm checking it out. Ah, you got me, man.
Good game,
got
sir.
Me. Shit.
Good game.
That was good. That was a good game.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's something I'm always realizing is like what. Really, you gotta analyze this shit, like everything. You got always gotta take your time. You're fighting against the opponent and also the pressure.
The pressure of making a mistake, because again, like I said, the key is to see moves ahead, right? So the pressure, just like in combat. So in combat, everyone thinks that you fear the skill or you feel the strength of the opponent. No, I'm telling you, when you're in the gym, you're training to not be tired. The biggest thing that you fear is getting tired, because when you get tired, you can't execute what you want to do, so it doesn't matter. And when you start fatiguing, you start feeling the pressure, which creates more fatigue, and then you make mistakes. So it's very similar here, is where you start feeling the pressure of making a move, and then or making the wrong move, and then that's where you make the mistakes. Because like I said, there is a best move, there's good moves, and then there's a bad move and a blunder in every single turn that you have. So you have to every move, you have to try to make it at the best move. So for beginners, there's like rules of thumb, like always go for the check. Like if you see it, that not always, when you get more advanced, but if you're a beginner, if you always try to analyze if the move you're going to make is go for checks first, go for taking pieces next, and then go for either strong position defending another position. But that should be your like hierarchy of trying to move. Books, playing chess repeatedly will get you better at making those quick decisions in like a pressure moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like anything else, but
Shit, man.
It's a great game, beautiful game.
I loved it. I love it despite the
loss,
the bullshit.
The bullshit. Yeah, no, it's a fun game.
No, yeah, it was fun, Dan.
Yeah, of course,
it was fun.
Of course.
We made it happen. I was glad to be able to play this over the mics and everything. Talk about the Wu-Tang and everything. Yeah. This is gonna be an interesting one to put together.
Of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one to put together.
Okay.
I'm excited, man.
Okay.
Well, Daniel, I appreciate you coming on and everything, helping me out with the podcast and all that.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, for
Honored,
sure.
always.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on, letting me, invade your podcast and be on the airwaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so.
and I'll let you win, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the guest,
right?
So
you got one for them, one for me next time.
We got to pull a Rocky 2 and play without the mics.
What you guys missed before the recording was he was dancing all around, jumping around. I want you.
Yeah, there was a James Brown number, and you know what I mean.
No, don't say that. Oh, shit.
There was a robot serving drinks and stuff.
That's why we got ended. Fuck this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good one. Stay safe and goodbye.
Peace.